The Art of War is a military strategy book written by Sun Tzu, a Chinese general and philosopher, in the 5th century BC. The book is composed of 13 chapters, each of which focuses on a particular aspect of warfare. The Art of War is widely regarded as one of the most influential books on military strategy and has been studied and applied by military leaders throughout history. Chapter 1. Laying Plans. The first chapter of The Art of War is focused on the importance of planning. Sun Tzu argues that careful planning is essential for achieving success in warfare. He stresses the importance of knowing both oneself and the enemy, as well as the terrain and weather conditions. He also emphasizes the need for flexibility in planning, as the situation on the battlefield can change rapidly. Chapter 2. Waging War. The second chapter of The Art of War focuses on the different types of battles that can be fought and the factors that can influence the outcome. Sun Tzu distinguishes between two types of battles: those that are fought to annihilate the enemy and those that are fought to capture territory. He also discusses the importance of morale, discipline, and timing in achieving victory. Chapter 3. Attack by Stratagem. In this chapter, Sun Tzu discusses the use of deception and stratagem in warfare. He argues that the best way to defeat the enemy is to attack them where they are not expecting it, and to use various tactics to mislead and confuse them. He also emphasizes the importance of knowing when to attack and when to retreat. Chapter 4. Tactical Dispositions. The fourth chapter of The Art of War focuses on the different types of terrain and how they can be used to gain an advantage in battle. Sun Tzu discusses the advantages and disadvantages of different types of terrain, such as mountains, forests, and plains. He also stresses the importance of adapting one's tactics to the terrain and the enemy's strengths and weaknesses. Chapter 5. Use of Energy. In this chapter, Sun Tzu discusses the importance of conserving one's resources and using them efficiently. He argues that victory can be achieved by using minimal force and conserving one's energy for the decisive moment. He also emphasizes the importance of knowing when to attack and when to retreat. Chapter 6. Weak Points and Strong. The sixth chapter of The Art of War focuses on the importance of identifying the enemy's weaknesses and exploiting them. Sun Tzu argues that the best way to defeat the enemy is to attack them. Chapter 7 of The Art of War is titled, Military Maneuvers, and focuses on the importance of flexibility and adaptability in military operations. Sun Tzu emphasizes the need for commanders to be able to adapt their tactics and strategies to changing circumstances on the battlefield. The chapter begins by stating that there are 5 factors that should be considered when deciding on military operations: the Tao, or way, weather, terrain, leadership, and discipline. Sun Tzu argues that all of these factors are interconnected and that a commander must be able to adapt to changes in any of these areas. Sun Tzu also emphasizes the importance of deception in military operations. He argues that a commander should always seek to deceive the enemy in order to gain an advantage. He suggests that commanders should use feints, false retreats, and other tactics to mislead the enemy and create confusion. Another key theme in Chapter 7 is the importance of speed and surprise in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a commander should seek to move quickly and strike unexpectedly in order to catch the enemy off guard. He also stresses the importance of being able to move troops quickly and efficiently in order to take advantage of opportunities as they arise. Overall, Chapter 7 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of flexibility, adaptability, and deception in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a successful commander must be able to think creatively and adapt quickly to changing circumstances on the battlefield. Chapter 8 of The Art of War is titled, 9 Terrains, and focuses on the importance of understanding and adapting to different types of terrain in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that terrain is one of the most important factors in determining the outcome of a battle, and that a commander must be able to use the terrain to their advantage. In this chapter, Sun Tzu identifies 9 types of terrain: dispersive, facile, contentious, open, intersecting, difficult, hemmed in, desperate, and key. He then discusses the advantages and disadvantages of each type of terrain and provides strategies for how to adapt to each one. For example, Sun Tzu advises that a commander should avoid fighting in dispersive terrain, such as marshes or swamps. because it is difficult to move troops quickly and efficiently. On the other hand, he suggests that a commander should seek to engage the enemy in desperate terrain, such as mountains or forests, because it is easier to defend and harder for the enemy to attack. Sun Tzu also emphasizes the importance of understanding the relationship between different types of terrain. For example, he argues that intersecting terrain, where two or more roads or rivers intersect, can be strategically valuable because it allows a commander to control the flow of troops and supplies. Overall, Chapter 8 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of understanding and adapting to different types of terrain in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a commander must be able to use the terrain to their advantage, and that understanding the strengths and weaknesses of different types of terrain is essential to achieving victory on the battlefield. Chapter 9 of The Art of War is titled, The Army on the March, and focuses on the importance of logistics in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a successful military campaign requires careful planning and preparation, particularly in terms of supplying and supporting the army. In this chapter, Sun Tzu provides guidance on how to organize and manage an army on the move. He emphasizes the importance of maintaining discipline and order, and suggests that commanders should be careful to avoid overextending their troops or exhausting their supplies. Sun Tzu also discusses the importance of espionage and reconnaissance in military operations. He argues that commanders should gather intelligence on the enemy's movements, strengths, and weaknesses, in order to anticipate their actions and respond effectively. Another key theme in Chapter 9 is the importance of morale and motivation in the army. Sun Tzu suggests that a commander should be able to inspire and motivate their troops, in order to maintain their morale and keep them committed to the campaign. He suggests that rewards and punishments should be used strategically to encourage good behavior and discourage bad behavior. Overall, Chapter 9 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of logistics, organization, and morale in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a commander must be able to plan and prepare carefully, anticipate the enemy's actions, and maintain the discipline and motivation of their troops, in order to achieve victory on the battlefield. Chapter 10 of The Art of War is titled, Terrain, and focuses on the importance of understanding and adapting to different types of terrain in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that terrain is one of the most important factors in determining the outcome of a battle, and that a commander must be able to use the terrain to their advantage. In this chapter, Sun Tzu provides guidance on how to identify and analyze different types of terrain, and how to use that information to develop effective strategies. He argues that a commander must be able to understand the advantages and disadvantages of different types of terrain, and must be able to adapt their tactics accordingly. Sun Tzu also emphasizes the importance of flexibility and creativity in military operations. He suggests that a commander should be able to think creatively and adapt to changing circumstances, in order to take advantage of opportunities and overcome challenges. Another key theme in Chapter 10 is the importance of deception in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a commander should seek to deceive the enemy in order to gain an advantage. He suggests that commanders should use feints, false retreats, and other tactics to mislead the enemy and create confusion. Overall, Chapter 10 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of understanding and adapting to different types of terrain in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a successful commander must be able to use the terrain to their advantage, and must be able to think creatively and adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. Chapter 11 of The Art of War is titled, The 9 Situations, and focuses on different scenarios that can arise in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a commander must be able to understand and adapt to these different situations in order to achieve victory on the battlefield. In this chapter, Sun Tzu identifies 9 different types of situations: dispersive, facile, precarious, contentious, open, intersecting, serious, difficult, and hemmed in. He provides guidance on how to recognize and respond to each situation, and offers strategies for how to gain an advantage. Sun Tzu also emphasizes the importance of flexibility and adaptability in military operations. He argues that a commander should be able to think creatively and adapt to changing circumstances, in order to take advantage of opportunities and overcome challenges. Overall, Chapter 11 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of understanding and adapting to different situations in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a successful commander must be able to recognize and respond to different types of situations, and must be able to think creatively and adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. Chapter 12 of The Art of War is titled, The Attack by Fire, and focuses on the use of fire as a weapon in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that fire can be a powerful and effective tool for destroying the enemy's resources, disrupting their supply lines, and creating confusion and panic among their troops. In this chapter, Sun Tzu provides guidance on how to use fire as a weapon, including how to set fires, how to use smoke to create confusion and cover movements, and how to use fire to deceive the enemy. He also provides strategies for defending against attacks by fire, such as creating fire breaks and using counter-fires to create a barrier. Overall, Chapter 12 of The Art of War emphasizes the power and potential of fire as a weapon in military operations, but also stresses the importance of balance, moderation, and careful control in its use. Chapter 13 of The Art of War is titled, The Use of Spies, and focuses on the importance of intelligence gathering in military operations. Sun Tzu argues that a successful commander must be able to gather accurate and timely information about the enemy's plans, movements, and capabilities, and must be able to use that information to gain an advantage on the battlefield. In this chapter, Sun Tzu provides guidance on how to use spies effectively, including how to recruit and train them, how to gather and analyze information, and how to use that information to develop effective strategies. He also provides strategies for deceiving the enemy and preventing them from gathering accurate information about one's own plans and movements. Another key theme in Chapter 13 is the importance of adaptability and flexibility in intelligence gathering. Sun Tzu argues that a commander must be able to adapt their strategies based on the information they receive, and must be able to think creatively and adapt to changing circumstances. Overall, Chapter 13 of The Art of War emphasizes the importance of intelligence gathering in military operations. Another important theme in The Art of War is the use of deception and psychological tactics in warfare. Sun Tzu suggests that a commander can gain an advantage by deceiving the enemy and creating confusion and panic among their troops. Overall, The Art of War provides a comprehensive guide to military strategy and tactics, and has been studied and applied by military leaders, business executives, and others seeking to gain an advantage in competitive situations. While the book is focused on warfare, its principles can be applied in many other contexts where competition and strategic thinking are important. If you like our content, please do subscribe to our channel and support us.